Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, and welcome to this very special edition of a walkthrough education intellectual exchange. Today is more than a date on the calendar. It is a moment of reflection, gratitude, and renewed commitment. As we gather for our final intellectual exchange of 2025, and at the same time celebrate our 100th intellectual exchange, we pause to acknowledge the journey, one marked by courageous conversations, shared wisdom, and a collective belief in the power of education to transform lives. Our theme today, Reimagining Tomorrow, Renewed Vision, Purpose, and Hope for a Year Ahead, invites us to look back with honesty and forward with intention. Reflection helps us to understand where we are. Vision guides where we are going. Purpose grounds our actions, and hope fuels our persistence. So this is a safe and thoughtful space where ideas matter, voices are valued, and learning is continuous. As we listen today, may we not only gain insights, but also live with clarity and courage to step into the new year as better educators, better leaders, and better global citizens. Thank you very much for choosing to be part of this moment. Let us begin the session. And I want to congratulate everyone for making it to the session. And I'm going to call on our first speaker for today, our first panelist for today, Ambassador Nahid Raza. And he's going to be answering to the question, how can educators and leaders ensure that their teaching and leadership remain purpose-driven amid increasing demands and change? The floor is yours.
Greetings to all, specifically our leader, CEO, Gloria ma'am. She has been giving consistent opportunity to speak on the given topic. But I will love today to deviate my answer. First, I will speak on 100th webinar. Please accept it. Reaching the 100th webinar marks a monumental achievement in consistent knowledge sharing and community building. The submissive articulation of mind celebrates that milestone with gratitude, reflection, and forward-looking inspiration. Distinguished guests, dedicated speakers, and our vibrant webinar community. Today, we gather to celebrate an historic moment, our 100th webinar. This isn't a just number, it is a testament to unwavering commitment, innovative ideas, and the power of collective learning. Over these 100 sessions, we have explored cutting-edge topics, sparked meaningful discussions, and empowered countless participants to grow professionally and personally. From the first webinar's excitement to today's triumph, every episode built on the last, overcoming challenges with passion and teamwork. Thanks to our leader for her expertise and all the speakers for seamless delivery and every attendee whose engagement made this possible. Your dedication has turned virtual gathering into transformative experiences. We mark this century of webinars. Let us pledge to reach even greater heights, more insights, broader reach, and deeper impact, where innovation continues to thrive. I come back to my topics. Please allow me to answer. Educators and leaders can maintain purpose-driven teaching and leadership by anchoring decisions in a clear vision, connecting daily tasks to meaningful impact, and fostering supportive cultures amid demands like policy shifts and technology integration. This approach boosts engagement, resilience, and outcomes for teachers and students. Strategies draw from proven practice and instructional leadership and transformational models. Articulate clear vision. Develop a shared vision and mission that reflects core values and long term goals. Engaging staff, students, and communities to ensure buy in. Regularly communicate this vision through meetings and storytelling to align decisions during changes. High expectations tied to this vision motivate teams and guide adaptations. Connect us to purpose, frame lessons and leadership actions with real world why, such as linking grammar to clear communication for school goals of students. Encourage reflection on purpose via questions like how does this benefit beyond school to deepen engagement. This sustains motivation without overhauling curricula, foster continuous growth, prioritize professional development, mentorship, and compassion support to build resilience against burnout and demands. Integrate mentorship into school culture through structures like peer networks and leader modeling, aligning with goals like equity and innovation. Data reviews and feedback loops define practices of equity and lifelong learning. Embrace adaptability, model innovation by piloting strategies like digital tools or inclusive curricula while addressing resistance through consistent communication. Balance high standards with individualized support to navigate changes. This prepares team for evolving demands while reinforcing purpose. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Nahid, for that thoughtful message that you gave concerning our 100th webinar. We thank you very much. I appreciate that. That was so thoughtful of you. And you've thoughtfully reinforced that purpose must remain the anchor amid increasing demands. Your response affirmed that when educators lead with intention rather than pressure, teaching becomes sustainable, meaningful, and resilient, even in times of rapid change. Thank you very much for that amazing
Hello, Gloria
response.
teacher.
We
How are
appreciate
you?
your presentation.
Hello, good night. How are you? I missed all of you.
Okay, we're going to move over to our next panelist for today, Ambassador Kamal Chandra Lohani, and he's going to be responding to the question, in what ways can education be redefined to better prepare learners for an unpredictable and rapidly changing world? The floor is yours, Ambassador Kamal.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much for giving me this wonderful opportunity. Greetings and namaste and namaskar. Salam alaikum, sat sri akal to everybody from my side and from India. And Merry Christmas to everybody in advance. And Happy New Year in advance to everybody. So thank you very much, Gloria ma'am, respected our Gloria ma'am, and our Rania ma'am, our Naib sir, and all the team speakers and panelists. Well, this is Kamal Chandra Lohani from Nainital, Uttarakhand, India. And first of all, I would like to say many, many congratulations and kudos to Gloria ma'am. Congratulations in turns for completing 100 series of a walk through education family. It is not an easy task. It is really a big task and it is successful. I know by the grace of God with your dedication, devotions and your vision and mission. So thank you everybody. Thanks a lot. Now, let us go to the answer of the questions. I think education can be redesigned to better prepare learners or students for an unpredictable and rapidly changing world by shifting its focus from memorizing information or lessons to developing adaptable skills, mindsets, and lifelong learning habits. First, curricula should emphasize critical thinking, creativity, and problem solving, rather than teaching students to arrive at one correct answer. Education should encourage questioning, asking questions, analysis, and the ability to approach complex real-world problems from multiple perspectives. Project-based and inquiry-driven learning can help students practice these skills. And second, learning should be more interdisciplinary and connected to real life. Modern challenges such as climate change, poverty, inequality, and global health, etc., do not fit neatly into single subject. So, integrating science and technology and humanity and social studies help learners or students understand complex and apply knowledge flexibly. And third, education must prioritize digital literacy and adaptability. As technology evolves rapidly, students need not only technical skills and knowledge, but also ability to learn new tools, evaluate information critically, and use technology responsibly. Teaching how to learn, unlearn, and relearn is more valuable than mastering any one platform. And fourth, social and emotional learning should be embedded into education. Skills such as communication, collaboration, resilience, and empathy are essential in uncertain environments. And supporting students' emotional well-being also helps them cope with change and failure more effectively. And finally, education systems should become more personalized and flexible. And learners have different strengths, different powers, different interests, and different goals, allowing choice in how and what they learn increases motivation and resilience. So, by focusing on adaptability and real world relevance and holistic development, redesigned education can better equip learners or students to thrive in a world where change is constant and uncertainty is the norm. So, thank you very much, Gloria, ma'am. Thank you, thanks a lot, and many congratulations once again to everybody, all the family members of Walk Through Education for completing 100 series of this a walk through education. And the whole credit goes to Gloria ma'am and for her dedication, devotion, and the hard work. I just salute. I bow down to you. Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much, sir.
you.
Thank
Thank
you. Thank you for your kind wishes and also for walking this path with us. And uh, coming to your presentation, you've offered a forward-looking perspective on redesigning education for uncertainty. And your response underscores the need to equip learners not just with knowledge, but with adaptability, critical thinking, and lifelong learning skills essential for the future. Thank you very much for that.
thank
And you're welcome. I'm going to move over to our next panelist for today, Dr. Mohamed Osama, and he's going to be responding to the question, how can students and educators' voices be more intentionally centered in a decision-making process in the new year? The floor is yours, Dr. Osama.
Very good evening. I'm always doing that which I cannot do. I'm always doing that which I cannot do in order that I may learn how to do it. It's not hard to make decisions when you know what your values are. Thank you all. Wishing you a happy Christmas and pleasant New Year to all. Decision making isn't just about choosing between A and B. It's about critical thinking, emotional regulation, values, priorities, and the courage to take responsibility. In an age where choices come faster than ever, online, offline, in classrooms, and in relationships, helping students develop sound decision making skills is not optional, it's essential. Student centered learning means inverting the traditional teacher centered understanding of the learning process and putting students at the center of the learning process. In the teacher-centered classroom, teachers are the primary source for knowledge. Pupils decide to identify the issue, they select the optimal solution, they make a list of potential possibilities, and they collect the necessary information about the problem. Allowing students to create their own examples, presentations, or projects is a powerful way to promote student-centered learning, whether it's through creative expression, student work, or collaborative learning. This approach empowers students to take ownership of their education. In a rapidly changing world, one of the most important life skills we can impart to the next generation is effective decision making. In an educational context, life skills, including effective decision making skills, have been linked to a reduction in violence and an improvement in academic performance. It's observed that these skills enhance self discipline and determination, leading to better homework completion, positive social behavior, and improved academic grades. This capability extends beyond simple choices, equipping students with the tools to navigate complex situations, build resilience, and foster personal responsibility. Character education is an essential part of modern education, empowering our young minds with the moral compass and decision-making skills they need to succeed in life. Let's teach our students the necessary skills of effective decision making, how character education fosters decision making skills, technique to foster personal responsibility and autonomy through decision making, teaching methods to develop analytical thinking in students, approaches to promote positive risk taking. Collaboration between teachers and students is key to imparting effective decision making skills. It's not hard to make decisions when you know what your values are. Empowering students with effective decision making skills is more than just an academic exercise. It's about equipping them with vital life skills that go beyond the classroom. Thanking you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, Dr. Osama, for that wonderful response. Your contribution highlighted the importance of inclusion and shared ownership. By centering students and educators' voices, you affirmed that meaningful change is most effective when those directly affected are actively involved in the shaping decision. Thank you very much for that. We appreciate your presentation and your answer. And I'm going to quickly move over to our next panelist, Ambassador Yala Padmaja, and she's going to be responding to the question, what role do collaboration and partnership play in creating long-term sustainability in education? The floor is yours, Ambassador Yala.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening, one and all, and wish you happy Christmas to all of you. First of all, I would like to express my special thanks to Dr. Gloria, CEO, founder of AWTE, who is conducting this program and successfully completed 100 episodes. Her efforts are beyond description. Day and night, she is motivating educators from all countries across the world and successfully conducting such a meaningful program. On behalf of India, I extend my heartfelt gratitude and sincere appreciation to Dr. Gloria, ma'am. I also wish her continued success and progress in the future also. I thank her once again for giving me this valuable opportunity. The team, glorious Gloria ma'am and radius Rania ma'am and generous Dr. Greenfield sir are running this platform with dedication and hard work to support and empower educators across the world. Their main aim is to provide quality education, encouragement and collaboration, and inspire teachers to grow professionally. Through this platform, they promote innovation, knowledge sharing, and global unity in education. Coming to my topic, ma'am. The role of collaboration and partnership in creating long-term sustainability in education. That is my topic, ma'am. Education is the foundation of a strong society. Sustainability in education needs long-term planning. Collaboration helps share responsibilities, and partnerships make education stronger and more effective. Collaboration means working together towards a common goal. Teachers, students, and parents can collaborate. When they work together, learning improves. This creates a supportive learning environment. Schools cannot work alone for long term success. Partnerships with communities are very important. Community support provides resources and guidance. This helps schools grow sustainability. Government and private partnerships improve education. Governments provide policies and funding. Private organizations offer innovation and technology. Together, they ensure continuous development. A collaboration among teachers improves teaching methods. Teachers can inspire ideas and best practices. This helps them solve classroom challenges. It leads to better student learning outcomes. Partnership with parents strengthen student success. Parents understand their children well. Their involvement supports learning at home. This builds a strong educational foundation. Technology partnership help modernize education. Educational institutions can partner with each companies. These partnerships provide digital tools and training. They prepare students for the future. A collaboration also supports inclusive education. Schools can partner with NGOs and experts. These partnerships help reach disadvantages of students. Everyone gets equal learning opportunities. In conclusion, collaboration and partnerships are essential. They strengthen education systems together. They promote innovation, inclusion, and quality learning. Sustainable education is possible only through teamwork. And I salute to Dr. Gloria, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for giving me this wonderful and valuable opportunity. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Nalam, for that response and also for your kind wishes. Thank you for highlighting the power of collaboration and partnership. And your answer shows us that sustainability or sustainable education thrives when stakeholders work together with shared vision and collective responsibility. Thank you very much.
Thank
We
you, ma'am.
appreciate.
My
You're
voice
welcome.
is not good, ma'am.
Thank you. All right, so I'm going to move over to our next panelist for today, Ambassador Nalini Astana, and she's going to be responding to the question as we step into the year ahead. What personal and collective commitments are necessary to turn renewed vision into lasting impact? The floor is yours.
A very happy evening to one and all. And I'm very sorry I couldn't switch on my camera today because I'm not in a good shape. I'm not healthy today. So I'm not opening the camera. But it's our 100th episode. So today we want to celebrate, and that is the reason I, as an educator, is sitting here in front of you all to celebrate our journey of vision, mission, voice, and unwavering commitment of this lady, whom I always call Glorious Gloria. I really salute her for her commitment. Our heartfelt gratitude is to Dr. Greenfield and Dr. Rania and every individual present here, because it has really happened because we all were together. And that's what Gloria ma'am wanted to convey us in the beginning of the session. So not taking much of our time, it's our journey with the help of this navigator, this captain, whose name is Gloria. Dr. Gloria. So she has made it possible with the help of these, what to say, the sailors who have made her sail through this journey. And I always pray and hope for the coming year to make it, instead of 100, 200 episodes journey. Okay. With this, I will come to my topic straight away. As you said, from renewed vision to lasting impact. You want, yes, it is. As we step into the year ahead, a renewed vision alone is not enough. Vision inspires, but commitment helps us to sustain it. As a personal level, at a personal level, the first commitment we must make is to consistency over intensity. Instead of intensity, we should bother about the consistency, which we all are doing. And this is the reason we are celebrating our 100th episode. Transformation does not come from one grand idea, but from small, repeated actions, showing up every day with curiosity, compassion, and courage. Whether we are educators, leaders, parents, or commitment must be to keep learning, unlearning, and relearning on always. Research reminds us that reflective practitioners improve outcomes by 30% when they regularly examine their own beliefs and practices. Growth begins within. Second, we must commit to purposeful presence in an age of constant distraction. We are distracted by n number of things, but really it is commendable that we have completed 100. Being fully present with learners, with colleagues, with children, with society, and whosoever can contribute to this commitment. It is presence that builds trust and trust that enables changes. Collectively, our commitment must be to be shared responsibility. No system transforms in isolation. When school, families, communities, policymakers, educators, and everyone move from my role to our role, I emphasize the word my role to our role, vision becomes scalable impact. The most success system globally shares one trait: strong collaboration grounded in a common moral purpose. If this we are following, we can make the change. We must also commit to equity in action, not just intention. Designing learning environment that recognize diverse strength, voices, and pathways. Inclusion is not an add-on, it is the foundation of lasting impact. So as we move forward, let us remember, vision gives us direction, commitment give us motivation, and together they give us the impact which is required to bring the change in education system. May this year we don't just imagine a better future, but practice it daily as we are doing. Thank you so very much, and more power to gracious Gloria always to keep doing the good on. Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Nalini, for such kind words. I appreciate your closing reflection. Can you hear me?
Yes, of course.
Okay, your closing reflection powerfully called for both personal and collective responsibility. By emphasizing commitment, you reminded us that renewed vision becomes lasting impact only when it is supported by consistent action, collaboration, and shared accountability. Thank you very much for that. And we hope that we will continue being consistent in all that we do. Thank you. And I'm going to move
Pleasure
on
is
to,
mine. All blessings.
you're welcome. All right, so I'm going to move on to Ambassador Halima Sada, and she's going to be responding to the question, how can educational institutions build sustainable communities that support both academic excellence and human development? The floor is yours, Ambassador Halima.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. And are we together? It's freezing over here. Good afternoon, everyone, and congratulations to all of watching this incredible. We can't do it without you, Miss Gloria, Miss Grania, and Dr. Greenfield, and everyone that happens to contribute one way or the other. Congratulations to all of us. Now, when we talk about building sustainable educational communities, I think we first have to be honest about a tension we all feel. We want academic excellence, but we are also watching students become exhausted, anxious, and disconnected. So the real question isn't how do we choose between excellence and well-being? It's about how do we design systems where one strengthens the other. So one should be supporting the other, not the other way around. Now, the first step I have here is that, and most importantly, is that we must be supportive as whole humans. We often expect teachers to pour endlessly without being refilled. Sustainable institutions invest in professional development that goes beyond subject knowledge. Things like emotional intelligence, trauma-informed teaching, reflective practices, feedbacks, especially feedback. I am particularly interested in feedback because how do we know that what we are giving is absorbed by those learners? So when teachers are supported, they model resilience, curiosity, and balance for their students. Now, the second one is being intentional. Students don't thrive in spaces where they feel unseen or unheard. Institutions that build strong communities create structures for mentorship, peer support, and student voice. And just like I have said feedback. It's not about biological safety. When learners feel they belong, engagement improves, discipline issues they reduce drastically, and learning becomes meaningful. Now, another key element is connecting learning to real life. Connecting learning to real life. When education is disconnected from community realities, students struggle to see its value. Just like teaching economics or financial accounting or English or math without relating it to real life issues, you find out that it is just coming to school, imbibing what is being taught, and going home. Now, service learning, community-based projects, and partnership with local organizations help students apply knowledge to real problems. I had a session, 1 million teacher session about 2 weeks ago, where I was talking about how do we introduce our students in school into recycling their trash and disposing it properly. You can involve all subjects into that particular issue I'm talking about, where you can recycle, where you can trash it properly, and where you can make money out of trash. So we also normalize well-being as part of success. An institution cannot claim excellence while glorifying tiredness, for example, or burnout. Sustainable communities build reasonable workloads, offer mental health support without stigma, and intentionally teach life skills like communication, which is very important. Self-management, how do you take care of yourself? How do you wash? How do you involve yourself in social circle? And also ethical decision making. So these are not just extras, they are survival skills for the real world. Now, finally, shared leadership matters. When students, teachers, parents, and communities have a voice in decision making, institutions become more resilient. People protect what they help build. Sustainability grows from participation and not control. So in summary, sustainable educational community don't just produce high scoring students. They develop capable, grounded, curious humans, people who can think critically, care deeply, and continue learning long after they leave the classroom. And when they get that right, academic excellence doesn't disappear. It actually becomes stronger and more sustainable. Congratulations to all of us, and thank you so much for this opportunity. I wish everyone a successful holiday and a happy new year. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Halima. Your answer clearly connected academic excellence with human development. And by emphasizing sustainability, you have shown us that strong educational communities thrive when learning environment nurture both intellectual growth and emotional well-being. Thank you very much, and congratulations to all of us. Yes, we made it to the 100th intellectual exchange. And I'm going to quickly move over to our next panelist for today, Dr. Gloria N. Okpara, and she's going to be responding to what lessons from our reflections can be intentionally transformed into clear, actionable strategies for growth in the next year. The floor is yours, Dr. Gloria.
Good evening, Dr. Gloria, and every other person on the platform. Happy Centurion celebration to AWTE for our presentations for the year. I want to simply clarify or talk without wasting our time about the topic. Intentionally transformed into clear, actionable strategies. I appreciate everyone on the platform, but if I have my way, I'm not promising anything. I just want to specially recognize Ambassador Halima that spoke. Yesterday, she made my day. Today, she added to it. Why am I saying so? We are talking about achievable, practical application of everything we have been talking about. While speaking yesterday, she mentioned something she's been able to do. So we have talked a lot. I don't even know where to start from. Is it about SDG? In one of the occasions, I stood before some of our teachers where we had our meeting. I said, who can speak about SDG? And most people could not raise hand. And I told them that they should join AWTE to learn, that I learned it from AWTE. Practical application of all we have talked about. We all know as educators what we call SMART goals. Specific, measurable, achievable. I think that is why I'm saying Ambassador Halima touched me especially, because she has achieved something. She can quote something that she has realized. The R there is realistic, then timeliness. Physical meeting can be initiated and if possible achieved in 2026 in AWTE, so that we'll have that actual bonding and swing into action into something that one can say, wow, AWTE did this. Yes, we've discussed, like I said, my main aim for 2026 is practical application of all we have talked about. Commitments. Everyone knows that some forms of commitment must be put in place for actual realistic of such goals. And I will never hesitate to speak about financial commitment. Let's look at it and reflect and see how we can transform it into clear and a form of strategy for growth in the year ahead. Time management, please. With all due respect to every one of us, we are educators. A very special thing I know is practiced in schools is timetabling, where time is allotted to everything and is expected of educators to obey such. How would you feel as an educator if another educator takes your time when it's time for you? Let's bring that in 2026 for AWTE. Proper time management. I have something I wrote here, 5 Ps, which shouldn't become strange to all of us. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Lessons, they've talked about it. To our learners, the critical thinking, more of everything we've said. Almost all the speakers have talked about lifelong learning, not just paper grades. So without wasting most of our time, I just pray that in the year ahead, we'll clearly, actionably strategize for higher growth more than the one we have enjoyed. And I pray for Dr. Gloria that God will strengthen you. Pray for more grace, more wisdom to direct the path. And above all the glory must go to the Almighty God who gave this vision, who has sustained it till date and will continue to do so. Thank you, everyone. Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year in advance. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Dr. Gloria. Indeed, all glory must go to our Almighty God. And I love what you said about the 5 Ps is really awesome. Thank you very much for sharing that. And your answers powerfully bridges reflection and action by showing how lessons learned can be translated into intentional strategies. You have made us to realize that reflection only fulfills its purpose when it informs deliberate growth and practical transformation. So just like you said, action speaks louder than voice. So we should practice what we learn. Thank you very much. We appreciate your response. Thank you. And moving on, I'm going to welcome Dr. Reimagining to take over the floor, and she is going to be responding to the question, how can leaders cultivate hope? Okay, I need to turn off this, sorry. How can leaders cultivate hope while still addressing the real challenges facing education today? The floor is yours.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to share and also to learn from you. I'm always happy to be in your community, and congratulations, Dr. Gloria, that this is the 100th episode of your webinar. I'm so glad for you. And thank you so much once again for inviting us and for giving us the opportunity to come together and share together. So today I'm going to talk about how educators can cultivate the hope while education is still facing challenges. So for me, education should start with people, not with system, not with principles, not with documentation, and not with infrastructure, but it should start with people. So what we mean when we say it should start with people, in education, it should start with by caring the teachers. So teachers first. Why I'm saying that? Because when we have the when we have the autonomy, then we can build the autonomous learning environment in our classroom. Then we can we can build and we can create autonomous learners in our classroom, because we always talk about autonomous learners, but not everyone talks about autonomous teachers. When we have autonomy for creating our lesson plans, syllabus, curriculum, when we have our voice to give for developing the curriculum or um, giving our contribution to the curriculum and syllabus or lesson plans, then we can build autonomous learning in our classroom. And also it's about inclusivity. So education should start with people, and we should build inclusive classroom. So when we give the voice to our learners, then we can build inclusivity, and we can empower our students, and we can achieve our goals together. And in this AI era, uh, teachers, educators should know the ethics of using the AI, and also before bringing to the classroom, every material, each material should be evaluated by educators and teachers, because AI may give the incorrect materials that can give the students incorrect information by the teachers. But when we evaluate the materials and then bring them into the classroom, then we can achieve, and we can achieve our hope while we are struggling in education, because education nowadays still facing so many challenges. But if it starts with people, if the principals give the teachers autonomy, if we give to our learners autonomy, then we can build inclusivity, and also we can grow together. And every educator should feel their responsibility. So it should be started by evaluating their materials before bringing to the classroom, because nowadays I have so many examples the teachers are doing with learners, based on my experience and based on my students and my children's experience. The classroom is full with incorrect information, because they are coming with AI tools. So we should know how to evaluate before bringing them. So we can still hope for better quality of education when we build inclusivity, and when it starts with people, but not with principles and system. So when we are shaped by the principles, then it doesn't work. We cannot hope for a better quality of education. But when we shape our curriculum, our syllabus, our lesson plans, and our teaching and learning environment together, then we can achieve our goals, and we can improve the learning and teaching environment together. So it should start with people, and also we should shape as an educator the education, but not the principles, not the system should shape the teachers. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rima. Your contribution and answer beautifully balanced realism with optimism. Indeed, having autonomous teachers is highly important. By acknowledging challenges while still cultivating hope, you demonstrated that hope-centered leadership is not denial, but, sorry, I need to turn it off. Okay, but a conscious choice to lead with vision, courage, and belief in possibility. Thank you very much for that beautiful response. Thank you. And I'm going to call on Ambassador Uma Aria to take over. Ambassador Uma Aria. Ambassador Uma?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Good evening,
okay,
everyone.
Okay, let me just, your question is, in aligning vision, values and action, what must educators be willing to let go of to move forward with clarity? The floor is yours.
Good evening, everyone. Wishing you all Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and a heartfelt congratulation on the wonderful achievement of a work through education. This is because of all hard work of Rania ma'am, Gloria ma'am, Greenfield sir, and all the educators, those who are giving their views here. And vision give us direction, value give us meaning, and action give us life. to our purpose. To move forward with clarity, educators must be willing to let go these things. We should just let it go the things outdated mindset. So we must stop thinking that teaching is only about finishing the syllabus or giving information. Education today is about helping student think, grow in values and prepare for the futures. That is why we are including the ethics in our education system. Rigid practices like we must let go to the idea this is how it has always been done. Old fixed method stop new ideas. We need flexible teaching, learning and assessment method. Rote learning, we should move beyond memorization and encourage curiosity, creativity, and critical thinking. Fear to change. Now, we should just move to fear to change, like we must release fear of technology, because sometimes we have the fear that to use the technology like AI, we have some doubt. Well, first of all, we should learn about all the things, and fear of trying new things. Sometimes we are just fear of that how we will do the new things, and fear of making mistake. Growth happens only when we ready to learn and change. And also we should let go the ego and isolation. Like we should not have any ego to learn something to the others. We always should ready to learn from the others, and we should not keep us isolated inside the room. We should explore new things. We should go outside to meet some peoples to learn something. When we should let go of ego and work together, we other educators, student and parents, through collaboration and reflection, because we learn from everyone. From everyone mean to say so many things we can learn from our student also, from our parents also, and from our colleagues also. When educators let go to fear, rigidity and outdated thinking, they create a space for clarity, compassion, innovation, meaning for learning, and this helps us align vision, values, action, and truly for our success. Thank you, man. Thank you so much, everyone, to listen me here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Uma. You courageously addressed the need to release outdated practices and limiting beliefs. And your response shows that moving forward with clarity often requires letting go, making space for alignment between vision, values, and action. Thank you very much. And I'm going to be welcoming our next panelist, Dr. Binita Prakash, who is going to be responding to the question, how can innovation be embraced without compromising core educational values and ethics? The floor is yours.
Thank you, ma'am, and congratulations for completing century 100.
Thank you. Thank you.
And thank you to all of us too.
Yeah.
Because if you want to go fast, go alone. And if you want to go far, to go together. So together we can go so far. Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving me such an amazing opportunity.
Thank you.
The true sign of intelligence is not knowledge, but imagination guided by values. This quote is adopted from Albert Einstein. Education has always been a sacred journey from ignorance to insight, from information to wisdom. Today, that journey is being reshaped by innovation. Screen replace slates, algorithms assist teachers, and classroom stretch beyond walls. Yet, amidst this excitement, an important question confronts us: how do we embrace innovation without compromising the core values and ethics of education? The answer lies in remembering that innovation is a means, not an end. Not every idea is valuable simply because it is new. Innovation must serve a higher purpose, enhancing learning, promoting equity, and nurturing human potential. As educators, we must ask not what is possible but what is right. Technology can enrich classrooms, but it must never replace the human connection between teacher and learner. Education is not merely the transfer of information; it is the cultivation of character, empathy, and critical thinking. When innovation supports these goals, it strengthens education. When it distracts from them, it demands reflection. The highest education is that which does not merely give us information but makes our life in harmony with all existence. Ethical responsibility becomes especially critical in the use of digital web platforms and artificial intelligence. Safeguarding student privacy, ensuring transparency, and addressing bias are not optional considerations. They are fundamental obligations. Responsible innovation must be inclusive, ensuring that progress bridges gaps rather than widens them. Our enduring values, integrity, respect, curiosity, and social responsibility are not constraints on innovation. They are its compass. As educators and leaders, our task to innovate with creativity and courage while remaining anchored in conscience. As our great leader Swami Vivekananda has said, education which does not mold character is absolutely worthless. Let us therefore commit to innovation that strengthens character, deepens understanding, and serves the larger good. When innovation and ethics move forward together, education evolves not by losing its soul, but by deepening it, preparing learner not only for the future of work but for thoughtful and responsible participation in the future of society. Someone once said, change is the law of nature, and progress is impossible without change. But those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything. Change is inevitable, growth is intentional. Let us choose intentional growth where innovation walks hand in hand with ethics and where education evolves not by losing its soul but by deepening it, preparing learners not only for the future of work but for responsible participation in the future society. Thank you so much, ma'am, once again.
Thank you, Dr. Benita. You have wonderfully highlighted the importance of intentional creativity that serves learners' needs. And your response reinforces that meaningful innovation begins with understanding learning or learners, honoring their voices, and designing experiences that inspire curiosity and more. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. And I'm going to move over to our next. Okay, understood. Okay, Ambassador Nilam Saxana. Ambassador Nilam is going to be responding to the question, what intentional steps are needed to ensure creativity in teaching, that creativity in teaching remains learner-centered and meaningful? The floor is yours.
Good evening to one and all present here, and congratulations, celebration for these 100 episode. Really, it is a very nice and gala day, really, when we have completed our 100 episode because of the total efforts and hard working of respected Gloria ma'am and the partnership of all the panelists as well as respected Rania ma'am's contribution and respected David sir. Thank you very much, respected Gloria ma'am, to giving me this wonderful opportunity. And my topic is what intentional steps are needed to ensure creativity in teaching remains learner-centered and meaningful. To ensure creativity in teaching remains learner-centered and meaningful, educators must intentionally shift their role to that of a facilitator and create a psychologically safe environment where students have voice and choice in their learning. intentional steps which we can take while our daily routine life and while taking the experience of our teaching. We can establish a supportive and safe environment first of all of our classroom. Create classroom culture, and students should feel safe there. They should feel normalized whenever they are failure also. Sometimes their working is also not good. Sometimes they show their work really remarkable. In both conditions, they should feel the safe, because sometimes if we motivate them so much, means limitations are necessary in both cases. Anytime if a child is doing very well and we appreciate so much, it may be sometime he and she can feel the proud. And if the failure is there, and that time we disappoint any teacher. Every time a teacher coming and they are saying you are not capable to do, you have not done this work, and next time any other teacher they are coming and they are also disappointing. These all things means both the situation we have to handle, and we have to feel make them feel the safe atmosphere inside the classroom, as well as provide student voice and choice. We should give them chance to speak. We should give them chance to show what they are feeling. Empower students by allowing them to make decisions about their learning, as well as focus on open-ended real-world challenges. Means we can design learning activities, project-based as well as problem-based learning. Reality show also can be organized, and integrate diverse learning methods and art, in which we can utilize art, drama, music, etc., and cultivate the curiosity and questioning. We should give them chance to ask the question whatever they are feeling, and to remove their curiosity. Whatever is going on in their mind, we should reply them, as well as promote collaboration and discussion. It is very much important when they come together, they feel free, they collaborate to each other. We should give them this type of activity where the group discussion is required. That time I think they will feel free, and it will be learner centered, as well as model creativity and reflective practice. It is very much necessary. Whatever work if a teacher is giving them, after completion, if any activity is there, problem based activity maybe, project based activity maybe, after completion that project, they are showing their reflection, what good and what bad they have felt after completion of this activity, or by their homework also. Why their school atmosphere is, sometimes we give them chance about their classroom atmosphere. So many things we can get, and accordingly we can do it. As our respected panelist has told about the changes the law of the nature. Really it is, but so accordingly we can change day by day, whatever are according to students. If students they are understanding very well, we should change our method. We should make our method somewhat difficult. Okay, and if we are finding that our students are not getting, they are not reflecting, they are not responding, so accordingly we have to change day by day our teaching. Thank you very much to listen me, and once again congratulations to each and everyone. Merry Christmas to all of you and all of us. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
Namaste,
Merry
India.
Christmas. And your response shows that responsible innovation starts when we understand our learners, acknowledging their voices, and designing learning activities that inspire curiosity and purpose. Thank you very much. We appreciate your response. And I'm going to call on Dr. Professor Mohamed Elzek, who is going to be responding to the question, what role does purpose-driven leadership play in sustaining hope and progress in education? as we move into the new year? The floor is yours.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Thank you so much for the opportunity and congratulations on reaching the 100 episode. We are
Thank
happy
you.
for you and we wish you good luck, you and Dr. Rania and the rest of the team. Happy New Year to everyone. My name is Mohammed Alzart. I'm a PhD student at the Faculty of Education in Rabat, Morocco, and a high school teacher of English. Glad to join you. Today's theme is very interesting, reimagining tomorrow, renewed vision, purpose, and hope for the year ahead. This is very interesting to end the year and to start the new year. I'm entitled to talk about the purpose-driven leadership and its role in sustaining hope and progress in education as we move into the new year. Relevant to this, I would like to highlight that purpose-driven leadership plays an important role in sustaining hope and progress in education by providing a focus, a clarity, direction, and a kind of moral foundation to ensure sustainable mobility of the field of education. When a clear purpose guides the educational leaders and teachers and other stakeholders, they are better able to align policies, practices, and even resources with the long-term educational SMART goals, as has been highlighted previously, as well as the values, rather than focusing solely on exams and other accountability measures. The main goal is to prepare our students to confront the challenges of the modern society, as we have to align our policies and practices accordingly, while constantly monitoring and evaluating the curricula for updating our aims in relation to the demands of the modern society and employability. Soft skills, 21st century skills, these are among the requirements today. With the rise of the use of AI, we also need students who are who have digital literacy to be able to handle the situations they will be put in the future. This leadership sustains hope by fostering trust, inclusion, and shared ownership among teachers, learners, and stakeholders by clearly communicating these goals to students and teachers and acknowledging the challenges. Purpose-driven leaders, including teachers, create positive and productive learning environments where individuals feel valued and motivated to contribute to improvement. Additionally, purpose-driven leadership supports progress by encouraging reflective practice, innovation, and continuous improvement. And this is one of the main goals of education. Leaders who prioritize meaningful learning, equity, and well-being promote assessment and also teaching practices that respond to learners' evolving needs, especially in educational contexts that are characterized by mixed ability classes. Last, as education systems move into the new year, purpose-driven leadership ensures that reform efforts emphasize content, coherent, and student-centered learning environment that supports lifelong learning, as one of the speakers have already mentioned it, to enable sustainable growth rather than superficial change. This is all from my part, and thank you so much. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Mohammed. Professor Mohammed Elzek. Your insights strongly affirmed the power of purpose-driven leadership. And you reminded us that when leaders lead with clarity and conviction, they sustain. Sorry for the bridge. All right. So thank you very much. And this perspective that you've just shared with us is especially vital as we step into a new educational year. Thank you very much. We appreciate your presentation. And I'm going to move over to our next panelist, Dr. Sarika Kumari, and she's going to be responding to the question, how do we shift from merely surviving the school year to truly thriving professionally, emotionally, and intellectually? The floor is yours.
Thank you, ma'am. And first of all, Merry Christmas to all of you, and a big congratulations to Gloria ma'am, Rania ma'am, Greenfield sir, and all AWTE team to complete 100 episodes. I wish our AWTE team complete thousands to many episodes. Moving ahead, my topic is today's theme, remaining tomorrow. Renewed vision, purpose, and hope for the year ahead invites us to pause and reflect. It encourages us to ask an important question. How do we move beyond merely surviving to school year and begin to truly thrive and professionally, emotionally, and intellectually? In a diverse country like India, and especially in a state like Bihar, education is never limited to textbook. Uh, s- sorry, Textbook alone. In many classroom and social challenges are part of everybody reality. While teaching in Bihar, I often felt that we are constantly managing circumstances, simplifying, trying to complete the academic year become the goal. The shift began when I consciously moved out of survival mode and started teaching with intention. After every class, I asked myself one simple question. What did my students learn today and what did I learn today? I began using local example, encouraging dialogue and connecting lesson to student. A real life experience gradually student become active participant rather than passive listeners. That was the beginning of my profession growth. Emotionally, in many schools in Bihar, teachers are not only educators, they are mentors, counselors, and sometimes even caregivers. For a long time, I tried to carry every responsibility on my own. But one day I realized that accepting fatigue is not a weakness. I began setting boundaries, communicating with colleges, and making time for myself. This is a small shift restored my emotional balance and transferred my classroom into a more positive and supportive space. Intellectually, the sudden rise of digital education in India brought new challenges. In regions like Bihar, adapting to technology was not easy. Still, I choose to see myself as a learner again, learning new tools, making mistakes, and moving forward. When students saw their teacher learning, they gained confidence in their own ability to learn. So, how do we reimagine tomorrow? Not by doing more, but by doing what is meaningful, not by struggling alone, but through collaboration, and not by responsibility alone, but by purpose. Thriving is not about perfection, it is about purpose, progress, and hope. For me, thriving does not mean flawless, it means continued growth, whether in any part of India or in a small school in Bihar. Thank you for listening. Moving ahead together, let us reimagine. tomorrow with renewed vision, purpose, and hope. Thank you very much to listen me. Thank you, Gloria ma'am. And
Thank you, Dr. Sarika. Your answer challenged the survival mindsets many educators have adopted. By advocating for thriving, you encouraged a shift towards intentional growth, self-care, and professional fulfillment that benefit both educators and learners. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate your response. And I'm going to quickly move over to our next panelist, Ambassador Oluwabumi Anani, and she's going to be responding to the question, how can educators intentionally design learning experiences that build purpose and resilience in learners for the year ahead? The floor is yours, Ambassador Oluwabumi.
A hearty hello to everyone, superb educators, for their brilliant insight throughout the 99 days. And today is the 100th day that we are coming together to share insights, to grow and glow and make impacts together. Once again, congratulations to the CEO, to all members of the team, Dr. Rania, Dr. David Greenfield, and of course, our awesome educators across the globe. Yes, tonight we are talking about something really, really important that resonates deeply with every one of us here. We are reimagining tomorrow. Tomorrow is a few days away. Tomorrow is a few years away. Yes, and so we want to ask ourselves this vital question. How can we educators intentionally design learning experiences that build purpose and resilience in our learners, even as we prepare them for this future? As educators, it has been rightly echoed in all of the presentations that we are not just teachers, but we are mentors. We are nation builders. We are future shapers. We are molders of destinies. We are molders of future. And so, as a result of this realization of who we are as molders and shapers of the future, it is very important that we maintain double mind, as in we are doubly mindful of who we are, of what we do, what we are shaping, who we are shaping. Very, very important that we are critically mindful of all these things. So the question remains, how do we then build a lesson experience that is purposeful and instills resilience in our children, in the learners, and in the future? First of all, I'd like to say that as educators, we need the power of vision. Vision, the ability to see, to craft a picture of what we want our classrooms to look like, who we want our learners to be individually and as a collection of a group of people, but first of all, individually as learners. So the question remains that what picture do we have of every learner? What kind of classroom do we want to see even as we prepare for the new year and beyond? Because the ability to craft a formidable picture for each of our learners, for ourselves professionally, personally, and for our classroom helps us to create learning experiences that are relatable to the learner, because the learner will be able to connect with the learning content. Vision helps us to create a learning content that is thoughtful, because thoughtfulness is driven by purpose. When we have a vision as educators, it will help us to craft learning experiences that are relevant because they are connected to real needs in our communities and beyond our communities. When we have a vision, we are able to create learning experiences that are functional because those learning experiences can be used, can be applied by our learners in the real community where they will be facing, in the future. And all experience that is driven by purpose, driven by intentionality, thoughtfulness, and vision, we are able to curate learning experiences that are relevant for the needs of today and also for the challenges of tomorrow. Another way as educators we can actually create learning experiences that build purpose and instill resilience in our learners to be able to face the future is for us to collaborate. Now, how do we collaborate? We are going to be collaborating in two dimensions. Collaborate with our learners and collaborate with one another within the same discipline and across disciplines. And how do we go about it? In collaborating with the learner, it is not just enough for us to have a vision of what our classrooms should look like or what our students should do or should be, but we need to intentionally sit with them individually and as a unit to see what are their goals. How can we help them to achieve their goals? By knowing their goals, we will be able to tailor their learning experiences in such a way that it does not jeopardize their personal goal, but it would align with their personal goals across the three domains of learning. And of course, when we collaborate with one another within our discipline and across our discipline, then the learning experience of our learners will be enriching. The top thing we need to do as educators who want to intentionally craft learning experiences that instill purpose and resilience into our learners is for us to have a plan. Yes, Dr. Gloria said something about the 5 P's. He who fails to plan plans to fail. Now, as an educator with a vision, as an educator who is collaborating with the learners and with other educators, as we are doing in the walkthrough education, we need to have a plan that stretches us, a plan that stretches our learners, a plan that enables us to organize our desk, a plan that is motivated by one thing, self-leadership. And what is self-leadership? Self-leadership is the ability to self-lead, to self-motivate, and to self-influence in order to consistently make critical and actionable decisions towards achieving our vision for better outcomes. It's an educator with a vision, an educator who collaborates properly, an educator who has a plan. We certainly right now we begin to organize this on our desk. We begin to identify the needs of learners individually. We begin to explore materials that will enable each learner to experience equity in the classroom. Equity in the sense that that child is given what he or she needs to succeed both in the present and of course in the future. And finally, for us to be able to instill purpose and resilience in our learners through the learning activities, there is need for us to embed feedback and to continue to learn lifelong learning. We are not educators who recycle information. We are educators who upskill, who upgrade, and ensure that our learners move as they experience a stretch that moves them from the local comfort, from the comfort zone, away from the familiar zone, away from the local zone, for them to have experiences that stretch them, they are broaden their horizon, they are deepening their perspective, and at the end of the day, gives them an engaging lifelong experience within the classroom and beyond the classroom. And by the time we embed feedback in our learning experiences, in our instructional methods, it will help our learners to help to see how we model graciousness in accepting feedback, and of course in preparing them to receive feedback. All of these require resilience. All of these require purposefulness. By doing all of this, I believe that we will be poised to prepare our learners for a learning experience that gives them more than knowledge, but gives them the values, the skills, and attitudes that position them for a greater future. Thank you, and once again, congratulations.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Oluwabumi. Thank you for highlighting the importance of intentional learning design. And your insights remind us that when purpose and resilience are woven into learning experiences, we prepare learners not just for exams, but for life beyond the classroom. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And I'm going to move over to our next panelist, Dr. Hussein Makdoum, and he's going to be responding to the question, what role do collaboration and partnership play in creating long-term sustainability in education? The floor is yours, Dr. Hussein.
Thank you very much, Dr. Gloria. So all the audience, ladies and gentlemen, so long-term sustainability in education is not built by institutions working in isolation. It is created through meaningful collaboration, strong partnership that connect educators, institutions, communities, industries, and policymakers towards a shared vision of progress. First of all, collaboration enhances quality and relevance in education. When schools and universities partner with industry, research bodies, and global institutions, curricula stay aligned with real world needs. Students gain practical skills, exposure to innovation, and career ready competencies. This alignment ensures that education remains useful not only today but also in the future. Secondly, partnerships promote resource sharing and efficiency. Many educational challenges, such as lack of funding, technology gaps, or teacher training, cannot be solved alone. Through collaboration, institutions can share expertise, infrastructure, digital platforms, and best practices. This collective strength reduces duplication, lowers costs, and maximizes impact, making education systems more resilient and sustainable. The third point is collaboration fosters innovation and adaptability. Joint research, academic exchange programs, just like we are here to share our ideas, and international partnership encourage new ideas and solutions. In a rapidly changing world, education must evolve continuously. Partnerships allow institutions to adapt faster, respond to global trends, and integrate emerging technologies while maintaining academic integrity. Moreover, partnerships strengthen social inclusion and community engagement. When educators work with local communities, NGOs, and governments, education becomes more accessible and equitable. Collaborative efforts help reach marginalized groups, promote lifelong learning, and ensure that education serves society as a whole, not a privileged few. So, lastly, collaboration builds shared responsibility and long term vision. Sustainable education requires commitment beyond short term goals. Partnership creates accountability, continuity, and mutual trust, ensuring that initiatives survive leadership changes and economic challenges. So, collaboration and partnership are not optional in education, they are essential. Together, they transform education from a system of individual efforts into a powerful ecosystem capable of sustaining knowledge, innovation, and human development for generations to come. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Gloria, and all the audience for listening to me.
Thank you, Dr. Hussein. You have powerfully emphasized collaboration as a cornerstone of sustainability, and your response reinforces that education flourishes when institutions, educators, communities, and partners work together towards shared goals and collective impact. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate you. And I'm going to move over to Professor Dr. Suraya Bano, who is going to be responding to the question, what does courage, compassion, and conviction look like in everyday educational leadership practices? The floor is yours, Professor Dr. Suraya Bano.
Very good evening. Merry Christmas to all of you, and very congratulations for 100th episode.
Thank you.
Now on to the point. In everyday education, leadership, courage, compassion, and convention function as a unified framework for deriving student-centered change and building a resilient school culture. Number one, culture, courage, the skill of action despite fear. Courage in school is not the absence of fear, but rather the decision to act on behalf of students even when it is uncomfortable or unpopular. Difficult conversation. Addressing poor staff performance or student behavioral issues directly and promptly rather than avoiding conflict to maintain a false sense of peace. Vulnerability. Admitting mistakes publicly to staff and students to model humility and a growth mindset, advocacy for equity, standing firm on inclusive practices and diverse curricula, even when facing significant political or community pushback, intellectual courage, challenging long held instructional methods or school traditions that are no longer supported by modern research. Second is compassion, empathy in action. While empathy is feeling another person's struggle, compassion is the commitment to elevate that struggle. Prioritizing well being, adjusting deadlines, or providing additional support for staff members who are experiencing personal hardship, active listening, spending time in hallways and classrooms specifically to hear the concern of student and staff without immediately jumping to solution or judgment. Dignifying discipline, implementing restorative practices rather than purely punitive ones, ensuring students feel supported even when being held and accountable. Individualized connections, noticing small changes in a student's or staff member's mood and following up with a private "How are you doing?" check-ins. Number 30 is conviction rooted persistence in value. Conviction is the inner fire that provides consistency and long term vision, ensuring leadership is guided by principle rather than trends. Unfolding standards, maintaining high academic and behavioral expectation for all students, even when external factors make it difficult to do so. Resilience under pressure, staying the course with a strategic plan or missing mission during time of transition or crisis, providing studying presence for school community, modeling integrity, walking the talk by adhering to the same ethic standards and professional expectation that are demands of others. Value-based decision making, using the school's core mission as the primary lens for every major decision from budget allocation to new higher selections. Now I conclude in everyday educational leadership, the integration of courage, compassion, and conviction forms a golden thread that shifts school culture from control to collaboration. These qualities are not abstract ideals but are practiced through specific daily actions that prioritize the well being and success of students and staff over convenience. Merry Christmas to all of you and Happy New Year. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Professor Dr. Suraya Bano. Indeed, leadership values we promote leadership values through our everyday actions. And your response reminds us that true leadership is seen not only in policies, but in empathy, ethical decisions, and the courage to stand firm for what is right. Thank you very much. Thank you. We appreciate you. And I'm going to welcome our next panelist, Ambassador Shaheen Sultana Mohammed Sheikh. Are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And she's going to be responding to the question, what structures or practices can be introduced to ensure well-being, balance, and healthy boundaries for educators and learners alike? The floor is yours.
Yes, ma'am. Ensuring well-being, balance, and healthy boundaries for both educators and learners requires intentional structures, not just individual effort. Here are some practical, sustainable practices that institutions and classrooms can introduce, especially relevant to today's high-pressure learning environments. First point is clear workload and time boundaries, defined working hour for educators, no expectation of late night responses, reasonable homework and assessment limits to protect learners' personal time, shared calendars and quiet hours policies to respect rest and family time. Second point is well-being centered school policies. Regular mental health days or wellness breaks, access to counseling services for both teachers and students. Normalizing conversation around stress, burnout, and emotional health. Third point is flexible and human-centered learning design. Flexible deadlines where possible, focusing on learning rather than punishment. Varied assessment methods, projects, reflection, peer learning like this. Built-in reflection time instead of constant performance pressure. Fourth point is strong mentorship and peer support system. Mentorship program pairing new educators with experienced mentors. Peer support circles for sharing challenges without judgment. Student advisory system where learners have a trusted adult guide. Fifth point is healthy use of technology. Digital boundaries, no compulsory online engagement after set hours. Screen free moments during the school day. Teaching digital well-being and mindful technology. Sixth point is participatory decision making, involving educators and learners in shaping policies that affect them. Feedback loops that lead to a real change, not just surveys. Student voice forums and teacher well-being committees. Seventh point is professional development focus on well-being. Training educators in emotional intelligence, trauma informed teaching, boundary setting, and self care. Recognizing well being skills as a professional competencies. And the last point is culture of compassion, not perfection. Shifting from always available to sustainably present. Valuing rest as part of productivity, celebrating effort, growth, and balance, not just outcome. Healthy boundaries protect passion. When institution design system that respect human limits, educators teach with joy, learners grow with confidence, and education become a space of well-being, not burnout. Thank you, ma'am, and congratulations.
Thank you very much. And you have addressed well-being with clarity and compassion. And your answers show us that healthy boundaries and supportive structures are necessary for sustaining passion, productivity, and long-term commitment in education. Thank you very much. Thank you. And I'm going to move over to our next panelist. I'm going to be welcoming Dr. Rania as she responds to the question, as we reset our vision, what goals truly matter for the coming educational year and why must they take priority now?
Thank you, thank you. Of course, I would like to congratulate Work for Education, especially you, me too, for the 100 sessions. And the best is yet to come. This is just the beginning. Okay, so reimagining tomorrow, and this is what we are doing today, and because this exchange invites us to look beyond immediate challenges and to focus on purposeful goals that can meaningfully shape the future of education. And let's not forget that every new educational year represents an opportunity, not just to continue established practice, definitely, but to reassess them, to evaluate them. And resetting our vision means asking difficult but necessary questions like what are we prepare learners for, or are our goals aligned with today's realities? Are we nurturing both academic excellence and human potential? So in this period where we notice uncertainty, there is this rapid transformation, education must move beyond rigid systems and embrace adaptability, empathy, innovation, flexibility. So a renewed vision encourages educators to center learning around relevance, something which is meaningful and relevant to the human brain, to the learner's brain. So inclusivity and lifelong growth rather than metrics of success. So the guiding question of today's session, as we reset our vision, what goals truly matter. I think that today's most urgent goals extend beyond curriculum completion. And they include first, for me, the top priority is student well-being and belonging, recognizing that emotional safety is foundational to learning. The issue, of course, of equity and access, ensuring that quality education reaches every learner, critical thinking, creativity, preparing students to navigate complex real-world challenges, developing problem-solving skills also, and teacher empowerment, valuing educators as reflective practitioners and leaders of change. So for me, these are the most urgent goals, but the first one is the students' well-being. So focus on their mental health issues also. These priorities must take center stage now because the cost of delay is too high. Learners are navigating a world that demands resilience and ethical decision making, and that's why education must respond with intention and courage. And what about hope? Hope is a catalyst of change. And why? Because hope is not that we are passively optimistic. It's not that. It's an active commitment to possibility. So in education, hope is something that fuels innovation, that sustains perseverance, that inspires collaboration. I see here in Greece, teachers all the time, they're complaining for the negative points of the ministry. But this is not, they're not focusing on the positive point, they always focus on complaining on the negative. That's why I'm saying that we need hope. So this it changes these sessions throughout the year. I think that highlight hope as a powerful force that connects vision with action. And if we create spaces for dialogue and shared reflection, a work through education reinforces the belief that meaningful change is possible when educators come together with purpose, clarity of purpose, and hope allows us to imagine better systems, stronger communities, and more human-centered learning environments. Of course, these sessions that you are doing highlight always the importance of reflective leadership, of informed leadership in education. Because intellectual conversations such as this that we are doing now, this bridges global perspectives, encourage cross-cultural learning, they spark ideas that transcend borders. So we need to move forward with intention. It's a call to action, I think, this last session of the year, because it challenges educators and leaders to move forward with grounded purpose, with collective hope, and reimagining tomorrow requires more than vision statements. Of course, definitely not. It demands thoughtful priorities, as I mentioned before, for mental health of our students. It demands conversations with courage, sustained commitment. And as we step into the year ahead, I think the question is not whether education will change. This is not the question, but how intentionally we will shape that change. How through reflection, as the previous speaker said, for dialogue to share purpose, we can build an educational future that is responsive, that is compassionate, that is truly transformative. Thank you very much. And I think we have a Christmas event on 27th, right, Dr. Gloria?
Yes, yes.
27th, we have the Christmas event. Okay,
Yes,
thank you.
yes, we do.
Looking forward to see you all there.
Thank
with
you.
Appropriate attire and festival attire and okay.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Rania. Your response clearly highlights the importance of prioritizing goals that center learners' well-being and relevance. So by emphasizing that what truly matters now, You have shown us that clarity of vision is not about doing more, but about doing what makes the deepest impact at the critical moment in education. Thank you very much, Dr. Rania. And I'm going to move over to Ambassador Ladmani Kumari, and she's going to be responding to the question, what key mindset shifts are needed to sustain vision, renew hope, and create lasting impact in the new year? The floor is yours, Ambassador Ladmani.
Thank you, Gloria, ma'am, to give me this opportunity. Respected Gloria, ma'am, Rania, ma'am, and I, sir, Kamal Lahani, sir, and everyone. Salute, sir. The progress of Gloria, ma'am, is our identity. Together, we will make it great. Gloria, ma'am, growth our common goals, building a better future with heart and soul. And happy Merry Christmas Day, everyone. As we step into a new year, it is not just about setting goals. It's about shaping our midst to sustain our vision. We must move from chasing speed to building direction. Vision is not distension. It's the courage to keep walking even when the path twists and true to renewal hope. We must replace fear with faith in ourselves, in our effort, and is the power of a small conscious step. Hope thrives when we trade doubt for discipline and SQL the action and to create listening impact. We must think beyond ourselves. Real change begins when our vision serves others, when success becomes about contributor, not competition. The world did not change overring, but it changes when each of us decided to show up again and again with a purpose. So, as a new year unfolds, let's raising our focus, rekindles our hope, and rise with the belief the every small step forward shape a bigger future. Thank you, Gloria ma'am. Thank you, Rania ma'am. Thank you, AWTE family.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Lagmani. Your reflection on mindset shift was both timely and inspiring. And you clearly showed that renewed vision and hope begin within. It begins within. And when aligned with action, they become powerful drivers of sustainable impact and in education. Thank you very much, Ambassador Lagmani. Thank you. And I'm going to be moving over to our next panelist, Ambassador Ahmed Mertu, and he's going to be responding to the question, how can educators translate renewed vision into practical actions that create real change in classrooms and community? The floor is yours.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much. And I'm so grateful for being among you. And I would like to thank the organization for all these opportunities. So, as you said, Dr. Gloria, the question is for today's topic is about how can educator translate renewed vision into practical action that create real change in classroom and communities. Most countries strongly advocate educational reforms and continuous change. New policies, curricula, strategic plans are regularly announced with ambitious goals. But however, in reality, these reforms often fail to translate into a real impact on student performance and learning experiences. This gap between what is planned and what is practiced raises an important question. These are the questions that we asked before. So here I am going to suggest some strategies and how can we overcome this? How can we translate the vision into meaningful and real impact? So let's start by translating vision into classroom practice. A real change began in the classroom. A real vision should shape how we teach and how students learn. This can be achieved by adopting learner-centered and communicative approaches, encouraging critical thinking, collaboration, and learning autonomy, lifelong learning. Creating a supportive and motivating learning environments. Small but consistent pedagogical change can lead to noticeable improvement in student engagement and performance. The second strategy is empowering teachers through reflection and professional growth. Teachers are central agents of change. For vision to become a reality, educators must be empowered and supported. How this involves reflective teaching practices, continuous professional development, collaboration and knowledge sharing among teachers and schools. When teachers are professionally supported, innovation become realistic and sustainable. The third point is about involving parents as educational partners. Educational reforms cannot succeed. Parental play a vital role in supporting learning, motivation, and discipline. Schools should strengthen communication between teachers and parents, involve parents in educational activities and decision making. Promote a shared understanding of education goals. When parents and schools work together, students benefit academically and socially. And this point in recent years, especially that's what I noticed in Morocco. Parents the level of involvement and following their students, their achievement, asking about their student coming to school is decreased in compared to previous years in which there is discipline and this is a real issue. So parents should be involved as well. The fourth one is a role of policymaker, vision and investment. Meaningful change requires strong political vision and real investment in education. Policymaker must view education as a strategic and long-term investment, not an beneficial or secondary sector. Align policy with the classroom realities, invest in infrastructure, teacher training, learner resources. Without genuine commitment at the policy level, reforms remain symbolic rather than transformative. So to conclude, translating renewed vision into real change is a shared responsibility. It requires practical and innovative classroom practices, empowered and reflective teacher, active parental involvement, policymaker with clear vision and sustained investment in education. Only through coordinated efforts can education reform move beyond rhetoric and produce real improvement in student performance and future opportunities. Reimagining tomorrow began today with action, collaboration, and belief in the transformative power of education. So this is the end of my presentation, and thank you so much again for this opportunity, and I do appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ambassador Ahmed, for that answer. Thank you for clearly connecting vision to action. And your response reminds us that renewed vision only becomes meaningful when it is translated into intentional practices that shapes classroom and extend into our communities. And you've highlighted that real change begins with small, consistent action grounded in purpose. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And this brings us to the end of our Intellectual Exchange 2025. So as we come to the close of this meaningful exchange, we are made to understand that reflection is not the end of the journey, but it is the bridge to a new beginning. Today's conversation has reaffirmed that education is not static. It is living, evolving, and deeply human. The insights shared today have challenged us to reimagine what is possible, to realign with our purpose, and to carry hope not as a feeling, but as a responsibility. Reaching 100 intellectual exchange is a testament to the power of consistency, collaboration, and community. But more importantly, it reflects a shared commitment to growth, personal, professional, and collective. As we step into the next year, may we carry forward the lessons of 2025 with wisdom, act with intention, and lead with compassion. Let our renewed vision shape our classrooms, our communities, and the lives we touch. Thank you to every voice, every listener, and every contributor who made this journey possible. I'm just super excited. I don't know how to express how I feel today, but until we meet again, let us continue to learn, reflect, and reimagine tomorrow together. So congratulations, everyone. Congratulations to all of us. We made it. We made it. It's just like joke. It's just like a play, and we reached 100 sessions in 2025. Congratulations. So we're going to toast with a champagne. So let's use this emoji in place of champagne. Let's use this emoji. This emoji. We just look for the emoji that we'll drink together too. All right. So please, have you all found it? If you found it, let me know so that we can take our picture. This. Yeah. Okay. Dr. Gloria Okwara, you've not seen it? Okay, let's go. Let's go. After the count of five, we drink our champagne together. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go, everyone. Thank you, everyone. And see you on Saturday for our end of year ceremony. Please endeavor to be there. Our color code, just like Dr. Rania said, though it's going to be on the flyer, our color code is red. So we should put on red. Everyone should wear red and maybe a glass so that we can drink. we can drink together and cheers together. All right. Thank you, everyone, and have a good night's rest. Bye-bye. And Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Bye-bye. Good night.
Merry Christmas. Same to
Merry
you.
Christmas
Merry
to
Christmas.
all of you.
Yeah.
Good night.
रात्रि सभी को
सभी को Good night.
Bye. See you on Saturday.